Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Efe Ajagba has advanced to 10-0 after stopping the German Michael Wallisch in the second round of their fight in Las Vegas. This was quite an interesting fight for a number of reasons, one of which being that Wallisch is one of the few opponents that Ajagba has faced so far that showed some ambition. He came out looking to try put it on Efe Ajagba when he could. He didn't want to be at the end of Ajagba's right hand. He tried to close the distance, tried to let go of his left hook and right hand, and he actually landed a few shots on Ajagba, who actually had to adjust. He had to stay patient, and he had to start breaking Wallisch down when his punches, the right hand in particular, wasn't really phasing Wallisch in the early part of the fight. And Ajagba's patience was something that is to be noted for that first round, because he was throwing a lot of punches behind the jab and the right hand, 93 punches for the round, which is quite a bit for a heavyweight. He was very active. He was trying to look for those openings, and he was trying to contend with what Wallisch was doing, which for the most part was trying to come up on his chest, close the distance, trying to limit Ajagba's scope to throw that right hand, the long right hand, which has proven to be his most deadliest punch in his career to date. Into round two, and this is where the fight ended. Ajagba came out strong, looking to pile on the pressure with 1-2s. Wallisch weathered it initially. He came back with a few shots of his own, a little flurry, but then Ajagba just continued to apply the pressure, unloading and letting his hands go, and through the process he did actually land a decent left hook as well, and it causes Michael Wallisch to take a knee. He did take a bit of a battering, and when his knee was on the canvas, Ajagba came through and hit him on the head while he was down. And at this point, it was like, oh, what's going to happen here? We're only in round two. That did look very late. But the referee, Tony Weeks, didn't actually do too much. He gave Wallisch a bit of time. He didn't even warn Efe Ajagba. That could have been a situation where a point could have been taken. You might recall that Bogdan Dinu got hit on the head, back of the head, when he was down against Kubrat Pulev a number of weeks ago. But in this case, Wallisch was given a minute to compose himself, and then it continued. And he came out swinging, but to no avail. Ajagba weathers that brief flurry and then starts to put it back on Wallisch immediately, letting his hands go, and Wallisch is shelling up, not defending himself, and Tony Weeks, the ref, jumps in. To be honest, it was a bit soft. I thought the stoppage was maybe a bit premature, but perhaps because Wallisch, when he was down on his knee after taking that punch, it looked like he was looking to the ref to potentially call the fight off, disqualify Ajagba, but when that wasn't going to happen, Wallisch continued. But the stoppage itself, Weeks jumps in, and I thought, yeah, that was a little bit soon for me. He was complaining immediately. There was nothing that was landed that was so damaging that, he couldn't continue. But the ref apparently, on what he'd seen, decided it was enough. So Ajagba, he gets the win, a second round stoppage of Michael Wallisch, moving to 10-0. After the fight, he said, look, I had to take my time. He was taking my shots, my right hand. I had to actually try to just work on him and try to break him down. And that's exactly what we saw. He threw a lot of punches. In just under 2 rounds, he threw 160 punches, which is quite a lot for a heavyweight. So yeah, Efe Ajagba did display some good patience in this fight. Although, Wallisch was having some success in there. He came out looking to try put it on Wallisch, coming forward with the high guard. He did have some success, especially with the left hook. And Ajagba's head movement, it wasn't exactly great. So he definitely is there to be hit at times. Although, you were taking your life into your hands when you try to come in there and really trade with him. Although I did think that his inside game, when Wallisch was right up on him, it wasn't exactly the best, but he's 25. He's still a prospect coming up, learning under Ronnie Shields. And Ronnie Shields, after the fight, when he was interviewed, said that Ajagba had a lot to learn, but he's a very eager fighter. He trains hard in the gym, and the fact he throws so many punches is not unusual. That's what he does in the gym. But I did like to see that left hook. It was used a few times in this fight. Mostly in Ajagba's career to date, we've seen the right hand used as a deadly weapon, stopping guys, really brutally stopping them. Sometimes his jabs have been almost dropping guys and buzzing them. But his left hook, he landed one really nice left uppercut, I should say. And I was glad to see that, because we've been hearing that Ajagba's got power in both hands, and we did see a bit of that tonight. But I still need to see more. I still want to see more. I want to see someone who can go a few more rounds, because Wallisch, while he was game, it was over in 2 rounds. So Ajagba did his job, and he did it mostly well. But certainly there are things for Ajagba to work on. He was a little bit stiff in there at times, and obviously the head movement wasn't great. And the inside game, it looked like he still needs to polish that up a bit. But overall, he was very patient, and he did his job well. So Efe Ajagba gets another win, now 10-0. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Efe Ajagba, his reach for quite a long time was listed as 88 inches. And in the Amir Mansour fight, which was a couple of months ago, it was then downgraded to 85 inches. And here it is on screen. This is the tail of the tape from that fight. That was on Fox. And this is his first fight, the Wallisch one, that was on first time on Showtime, apparently, but also first time in Vegas. But for this fight, his reach was downgraded to 84 inches. So in the space of a couple of months, it's gone to 88, to 85, now to 84. So it's kind of like a sliding scale here. The further he gets into his career, maybe the more accurate his reach is, but still 84 inches, that's still a very impressive reach, but that's more manageable, especially for guys as he comes up the ranks that they can plan against, knowing that it's 84, not 85 or 88. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.